Welcome everyone to Amateur Hour Commentary and our presentation of tonight's ALVO Test League match between Carnage and the Murdaughs. I am the Wolf Crazy, if you don't know who I am already. And with me is my wonderful sidekicks, O'Doyle and Titch. Titch is behind the scenes. O'Doyle, what's going on, man?
Oh, not much, man. It's a late night, but we're here. We're going to have some great action tonight. Think it's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Nah, that is for damn sure. We're going to talk about the rosters, kind of where everybody is at in terms of placement. So far, their performance up to this point, guys, we're in week 4. So that means we're more than halfway through the entire season, and things are really heating up. The top 3 are looking pretty close, and then the back 5, they're also looking pretty close, but with a little bit lower of a win count. But we'll get into that in a moment. I just want to give a shout out to everybody on all the different platforms because, once again, we are live over on the Tickety Talk. We're live over here on Twitch. We're live on the ALVO YouTube channel. We're live on the Facebook group page as well. We're all over the freaking place. And we might even be up on Reddit at some point in the future. I don't know. Still working with the big cheese himself on figuring that one out. But we are live, and we're going to try our best to, now that there's more than just me, we're going to try our best to monitor all the comms, all the comments that you guys make. So be sure to chat away, enjoy, and let's get down to it, man. Let's talk about the nitty gritty stuff. Why don't we talk about the roster first? Let's start off with Carnage and talk about who is up over on that team. Okay. Do we have the roster card, Titch?
Well, tonight we got for Carnage. We're going to see on the current active roster tonight, you're going to see Flyboy Pilot show up.
Go ahead, O'Doyle. You can read them off.
You're going to hear. You're also going to see Killer Banana Slugs. You're going to see Dinko, Dizzle, and of course the Murdaugh Lixie. That will be the active roster.
Sorry, the what?
She has her name as Murdaugh Lix.
Murder?
Murder. She wrote because she's gonna write you a story of how she's gonna kill you.
Gotcha. Okay, all right then. Well, okay, so that's making up the Murdaughs. Looking pretty good. They're in pretty decent standings right now. They have pretty good stats. We're gonna go over that in a moment. Looking over at Carnage. For the roster, we got King Scorpion and Leo, of course, the deadly duo as they are. Crispy, who's going to be our perspective tonight, which does look like he's live and things are running smooth. Thank you. We got Slice, Step One Sounds, Jose, Apollar, Row Family, and I'm still on the fence about J Designer. I haven't quite gotten a specific response. Do you know, is he on your team? Is he on Carnage's team, J Designer?
He is on, I believe, Carnage's team.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I believe so. Let me see. Let me just. I know he's not on our team. I know
he's not on our team. It was wrong. It was wrong of me to ask BB on this. I will take blame on that one.
Yeah. J Designer, he's definitely a killer. And I don't want to leave out anybody on the Murdaugh. So let's see who we missed. I think the last one that we missed that is on their roster is going to be Z Shid. I don't want to leave Z out. Love you, Z.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I got to update that. I got to have Z on there. As for the roster tonight, we're going to have King and Leo. We're going to have Crispy, Slice, and Step One Sounds. So that is going to be the lineup for Carnage. As for, I got to pull up the stats because it's I did not prepare that, but I do want to talk a little bit about where everybody is in terms of overall performance. We're going to talk about standings first for these two teams anyway. If we look at Carnage, they're currently sitting in 3rd place. They might maintain that tonight depending on how well the Murdaughs perform, but they're sitting in 3rd place with 11 overall wins, so 11 overall points. In terms of their performance across the modes, they're very strong in Search and Destroy. In Hardpoint, it seems like they're less intense in Team Deathmatch. Their percentage is just lower. So I'm going to anticipate that Search and Destroy and Hardpoint are going to continue to play in their favor unless Murdaughs come out swinging and play some of their best games yet. But TDM seems to be like a 50-50 for them. So we'll see how their performance plays out there. As for the Murdaughs, their performance looks much better in Search and Destroy and TDM, less stellar in Hardpoint. In Hardpoint, they only have 17% win percentage rate, so that's fairly low in comparison. Even especially up against Carnage, who has 67% win percentage rate for Hardpoint. So but those numbers, they could shift. They could be a little bit different tonight, and I think a lot of that has to do with the roster that they're bringing out.
Well, not only the roster, Wolf, but this team has kind of had a little shakeup in the past few weeks. And the active roster is a little bit different than what we started out with at the beginning of the season. And they've had a couple weeks now to kind of fill each other out and play with each other. So I think you're going to see the Murdaughs come out a little bit stronger tonight. I think you're going to see them working together as a team a little bit better. I know they're mainly free for all players. But they've been in the TDMs grinding it out and getting a little bit of practice underneath their belt. But with that said, it is going to take a lot to go up against this Carnage team. I've played them before, and they are a tough team. They work really well together, and not only do they work well together, but they're all killers as well. They all do very well in free for all.
So, based on what we do know, the information given to us, and based on our personal knowledge about the players, the team, team construction, and how things have been playing out up to this point, do you have a vote in who you think is going to come out victorious tonight?
I think it's going to be too close to call tonight, to be honest. Knowing that, the Murdaughs have been in there putting in the work, working together as a team more. I don't want to call this one yet. I'd really like to see how they perform come out in S&D, knowing that is a very strong point for the not for the Murdaughs, but for Carnage. But it's I think it's really going to come down to who really sets the pace tonight. Um, I really don't know who to go for. I mean, I'm leaning towards Carnage only because they've got a proven track record. But the Murdaughs, we could see a different team tonight.
Some things to look out as spectators are the map choices and the preference of each team per the map choices, and also the communication. Communication seems to be a point of contention for a lot of teams where there's too many communicators, disgruntled communication, unclear communication. I was talking about this during the last stream. It was you guys. It was your match going up against Devil's Spit, and I was saying how important communication is. If there's too many talkers, then you're not gonna get the message across. And sometimes we get frustrated, right? Like we've all been there when you're playing a game. You're like, man, I really should be hitting these shots. I really should be getting these rotations. I should really be holding these points better. And you just get frustrated, and so you start yelling and getting agitated.
100%. 100%.
Right? And that's all well and good, but then you got to snap right back into it, and you got to be like, you got to give that call out where you got killed from, and like that's where the communication is really going to have to set in. And Murdaughs have done a stellar job at turning that around. Week 1 was really tough for them when they went up against Devil's Spit, but ever since then they have progressively gotten better as a team, not only in performance but communication as well.
Oh, definitely. The over talking, you always need that one player that can stay cool, keep a calm head, and keep everybody on point. I'll give a shout out to Doom for that. He kind of keeps me and Diver in check. Me and Diver kind of sometimes get a little excited. But then again, I've seen me and Diver pull Doom back when I don't know, Doom's like a shark. You get a little blood in the water, and that guy's like running towards it.
It is so true, though. All right, here we are. We're in our first Search and Destroy match. And it's in retreat. Is anyone getting audio by chance? I'm getting no audio from either of them.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not getting any audio. Folks, we might have a silent match. You're just going to have our beautiful voices to listen to. This is sometimes the challenge when you're trying to stream from your phone, unless you can actually get the audio going. Might prove a little bit difficult. But you know what? Search and Destroy. Here we are on retreat.
It's definitely an interesting map choice. It can go a couple different ways. It's a good map that if you want to take it slow and work your way around methodically, you can do that. Or you can definitely, it's small enough to where if you want to take the rush attack, method. It's also a very good way to you can get to the point real quick and get set up and plant the bomb and be ready for them to come to you. But it just depends on what method you want to go with. We'll see which one they go with, and if it's not working, taking the slow route, hopefully they go for a rush. If it's not working rushing, hopefully they'll slow it down a little bit and maybe wait for the other team to make mistakes. But it does look like we have a few people out. It looks like we only have what, two left for.
Two on the Murdaughs. That would
Yeah.
be Dizzle and Banana Slugs, and then Slice left solo running with the bomb for Carnage. So it does seem as though the Murdaughs have taken the aggressive route. They got 4 eliminations, leaving Slice in a very bad predicament. And they are holding down B. A grenade goes in, and unfortunate, he's not able to get the plant. And yeah, Murdaughs are going to take round number 1.
Well, it sometimes these teams that you come in with a little bit of nerves, and it takes you a minute to settle down. I mean, we saw that earlier today with the earlier match with Trauma and Gabba's Army. Those two S&D rounds, I believe they went full rounds earlier today. And at one point, I believe Trauma was down by what, almost 4 rounds in S&D, and they pushed
Yes.
back. So anything can happen.
And Carnage is once again on the attack.
But Crispy's got a good spot here. I like that spot, but I guess you got to move a little bit. But I mean, that's a good area. You got a nice crossroads to kind of protect against. But again, I guess they are on attack, so that he's got to move a little bit.
Does look like there are only 2 members left of Carnage. Of course, that is all that we can see at the moment in terms of the perspective. They are trying to push the hotel region, which is not a bad spot, but you do have to be careful as Crispy looks up to the top floor, gets one eliminated. Now he's got to watch the flank so as not to get caught up. And here's the win. They get the final elimination, and we got a tied game here. Carnage and Murdaughs all tied up. Now, getting defensive wins is kind of expected, right? Like that's what teams are aiming for. Getting a defense win is arguably a little bit easier than getting an attack win. But that mentality is slowly, or that I guess that logic, not mentality, that logic is slowly like fading into the back of people's minds, because the way teams have attacked on search and destroy on these maps has really proven that theory wrong, that defense is arguably going to win.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I don't know. The attack is very important. You need to get at least one under your belt. And you really, if you want to have a good shot at, really putting them down, you want to, in a perfect world, defend successfully all 3 times, because that is one of the easiest modes to win. It's a lot easier when they got to come to you. But definitely, it just all depends on your play style. I mean, you can always switch it up and make adjustments and make either one work for you. If this is Crispy Stream that's doing that or not.
Both of the streams have been kind of meh. I can't get Lixies back up.
I just screwed you up.
Yeah. The streams are kind of rough, so it's a little bit of a hard going here for us, folks. We're gonna do the best we can. Fortunately, what we can say is in the future, we will probably have a little bit more control. Jay Dizzle and Leo Rising in a 1v1 right now between Carnage and Murdaughs. Only 25 seconds left on the clock, and it does look like Jay Dizzle gets that final elimination. The Murdaughs are going to walk away with this victory. He just has to get the defuse, which isn't going to be too much of a problem. The Murdaughs are going to take the lead.
Sorry about that, Titch. I know, I'm just making your job that much harder tonight. That's what it's looking like, but
Yeah. Their streams are pretty much dead. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you might have to pull me back in. Sorry, I freaking clicked wrong. It's late. Hey, I gotta make a mistake too.
It's allowed.
I just want to hear Titch freak out a little bit.
He's stressing. Yeah, no, our,
You can
our our
hear it.
production guy is stressing. I can say like the streams. Now, well, now both of the streams are down. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
I'm starting to see
Yeah,
some
yeah,
coming back a little bit, but
yeah. Their streams, like you can see us moving just fine for the most part, right? So on the production end, it's not terrible. Um,
Okay, so, um, well, for some reason, a little choppy on the video, but audio wise, I don't know. It should be clean audio wise. If it's not, let me know. Um, but both source links are not working. There's no audio.
yeah, these source links are kind of broken.
I'm struggling
broken.
here, guys. I'm almost on the floor and twitching, but I'm gonna do my best to do what I can to try to smooth it out. But at the end of the day, I'm not a miracle worker. So it is what it is. We'll make it through. But if there's issues with audio chopping out, please let me know on that. Because then if the boys are cutting out, then there's issues on my end that I should be able to solve, but I can't solve the source links, unfortunately. Anyway, back to the show as I go.
All right, adios. This is the drawback of live presentation, folks. It's just kind of how it works. Gotta swing with the punches, so to say.
100%. So it does look like where are we at in this game?
Still trying to figure that out, if I'm going to be honest.
Team 2 eliminated, round loss. Was it? Quite see.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do something on my end. I'm gonna ditch a lot of the sources that I was watching. Hopefully, hopefully that'll help on my end. It does look like the Murdaughs are up 4-2. Sorry, we haven't really been able to capture some of that. The source links aren't really coming through cleanly, which kind of stinks. But that's part of the issue with capturing via phone and then projecting it, right? But it does look like Carnage is currently on defense. They're going to be holding down, I think, defense, or it could be offense. It does look like, yeah, they planted on A site, which is in the laundry room. Here comes Crispy. He's able to get a couple of eliminations there, and he's able to save them that round, and they are only down by 1. So we're at 7 rounds in, which means they had just flipped. So Carnage is once again going to be on the attack, and this should be the last round before they switch over to the defense. Okay, and it looks like they're going to go towards the spa location, which is not a bad spot. It is a wide open area, though. So, if you want, you can go to Crispy's. His stream seems to have leveled out quite a bit, so we could probably give them. Yeah, I mean, well, the full screen seems to have balanced out a little bit. Like it's running relatively smooth. Crispy going towards the weight room. He was able to get at least 1 elimination. I know a couple have already been out, and there it is. Carnage getting another win. They are tying up the game. It is now 4-4, and I believe they're going to have one more round on the attack, and then that's going to set up the Murdaughs on defense, which could set them up in a good position to take the win. Because again, it's defense, but the offense has proven very victorious as well. And here comes Crispy getting a early elimination, first blood.
Very red though. He just barely survived that fight. Very interesting scope choice, I find. I don't think I would typically use that site.
Yeah, no, Crispy is he always ends up using that one. It's an interesting choice, but I can understand it. I don't mind it personally because it can eliminate some of the distraction around the border. But as I said, he gets taken out. Only one member left on Carnage. Now it's Slice versus Banana Slugs. And they get the victory. They are now match point. Carnage, they have to hold off the Murdaughs as now the roles flip. The Murdaughs are now on the defense. We'll get it one day, Titch. We'll get it one day.
Right, nice little placement in the laundry room.
Wow, what a blind fire. Holy cow, Crispy. Very nice angle, peeking around the window there.
Oh, 100%. Now this is kind of dangerous. Having two people in the same location, all they need to do is throw in two grenades, maybe a molly, and you're going to wipe out that at least two people. Right, we see the bomb is dropped, so that is a definite advantage if they can find exactly where the killed the player carrying the bomb, because then they just got to camp that spot, and they can pretty much seal the deal on this one.
They're at reception. Crispy is taking a peek. He's going slow, though. He doesn't want his audio to be picked up. He gets the elimination, and they get the win and a very nice peek around the corner. Carnage walks away victorious in the first S&D round, 6-4. Brilliant work, Carnage.
100%. That was a good effort though by the Murdaughs. They definitely gave a good effort there. Maybe they'll adjust their strategy on the next round of S&D when that comes later on.
Yeah, big props to Murdaugh. They held their own. They were in the lead the majority of the time. Just right at the end there on the attack, Carnage comes in. They get a couple of wins. They get to match point, roles flip. And like I said, defense usually favored to win. In this case, I was proven wrong once again, and gladly proven wrong because I love seeing the offense win. Trying to get that bomb plant and then forcing the defending team to go on the offensive, try to get the defuse. It's absolutely great play. Crispy did a great job, though. He didn't provide the audio. I don't know what perks he's running, right? He could be running Ninja, so he's running quietly. I don't know. But he still took his time, and he peeked the corner, and he got the shot off first. Very good comms, too, because he was able to look exactly to the point where his opponent was. It was just brilliant work.
Oh, 100%. Nice. We got a monastery hardpoint. I always like this map.
Me too, man. Me too.
Nice close quarters. There's lots of ways to get into places. If you can get down in there in the tunnels and you can get your guys set up, it is very hard to get people out of there. That's where your flashes, your mollies, your grenades come in handy. Definitely, running in, getting a slide in, that definitely helps tremendously as well.
So I don't know. I don't know about you. I don't have any kind of mode loadout set up at all. But do you think that's going to become more commonplace where people are going to have loadouts specific for modes like search and destroy, probably have a specific loadout versus a hard point?
Well, I mean, speaking of like at least my choice, I usually run with the exact same loadout, but I have several teammates that they'll definitely switch it up from different modes. They might carry smokes one time, they might carry mollies and smokes, they might carry just double grenades. It just kind of all depends on the situation you run into. I know myself personally, I always keep the trauma on hand, just because if you get in an instance like a map this small and you find it is getting a little more difficult to kill people, it always helps to throw that trauma on. It's got a very high fire rate, and it will definitely lay some fire down for you, and throw some bullets into somebody.
I would say on a map like this, even running the Sterling, which is mostly a hip fire, is a pretty good deal, considering that most of the hardpoint locations are going to be rotating in very tight corners. So either at the the north end of the monastery, underneath in the wine cellars. Those are very, very standard, typical hardpoint placements. And running the Sterling, which is super deadly, mind you, would be a great option. So if you guys haven't even tried that out, I encourage you to, especially here on Monastery, if you're running hardpoint, pick up the Sterling, give it a shot. Literally, give it a shot.
Oh, that Sterling is deadly. You know, I always hate coming up against it when you use it. I can't get you sometimes. Like, you know, unless I can jump around the corner and hit that headshot just perfect, you're already throwing like 6 or 7 bullets at me, and they're just knocking you down.
Yeah, man, it is great, even at long range. But you got to be careful. You kind of have to like pulse fire the Sterling at long range because it does have pretty gnarly kick if you don't have good recoil management.
Oh, 100%. Just like the trauma, especially if you're, you know, if you're up close, you don't notice it as bad. But if you're trying to shoot long distance, that thing will kick straight up in the air.
All right, we haven't really seen a kill feed. I know that the stream has been a little bit jumpy here, guys. Guys
So
and gals, I
guys,
do apologize.
look, we're just going back. We're just giving you a little retro look. We're trying to make it look like Doom a little bit tonight. You know, give you that throwback to the first early days of FPS.
Like the keyboard music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Can't really see the score here, but I don't know. I guess this it'll be like Christmas, right? A big old surprise
Oh,
at
100%.
the end.
I'm getting a little bit of a peek here every now and then. I just can't quite grab it.
Yeah, people don't
Anybody
really
in
look up
chat?
at the scoreboard. Anyone know? Anyone know? Anyone got any ideas?
We had Armada Pro. He was right Johnny on the spot. You got any idea, Armada? And since we kind of missed this part, we have quite a few people in chat.
We do.
We've got Ella 01 or 01 Ella. We've got Alice. Alicidra. Alicidra. I like that. Alien Gathering. We've got a Poller. He's definitely watching his team, cheering him on. Got Commander Root. We got Denny Sura. We got Drapsnat. G String 13. Isabel. I don't even know how I'm gonna say that. Ison Nike. I'm not even gonna attempt it. I'm gonna murder that. Kata. Lucent Crown. We got Puddles in the house. We got Restream. Nope, that's not him. We've got this. This is Unreal. Uriah Games.
I think
Yo Sharpie.
I think both went down. Titch, why don't we go back to the but both streams are down. Why don't we go back to the desk and we'll kind of sit and wait and see if they're able to get any of their stuff back up.
Well, I mean, in the meantime, how about we talk about some of the features coming up that we're looking forward to, especially that
Let's
one
do
coming
it.
S&D. That S&D, in this latest one we got to test out the other night. I was in the beta the other night with the master himself, Sean, the Godfather himself, Steve. We had Herb, Doom, and Diver, and playing with that new what's that new little thing they snuck in there here this last beta patch?
I mean, it's crawling its way up into retail. I think we got ourselves a little bit of a downstate revive situation going on. See what I did there? See what I did?
It's definitely going to change that game of S&D. I think it's going to make it a lot nicer for some of the less seasoned S&D vets. Might even for those Firewall fans, because they do have that in Firewall, correct?
They do. But the difference is that in Firewall you have 2 down states, and then the third time you're out. Of course, there is a skill that you could equip so that you have 3 down states. But realistically, once you're in a down state, you can't move. This is where ALVO brings a different flair to it. Is a little bit more like Call of Duty. If you're a big Call of Duty fan, then you know that you're in a down state. You can crawl to cover so that your teammate can come pick you up, and that is going to be the case here. And it's been working really, really well. More recently, with all the beta testing that's been going on, we have realized like some things need to be increased in speed, like the revive time and also the crawling speed, which was increased by, I guess this is kind of arbitrary, but 30%. I don't know what that means, but it's faster, and faster is usually better. So yeah, it's looking really good, and I think it's gonna play well.
You take 100, you subtract 70, and then you get 30, and then that's the speed.
Galaxy coming in with 8-bit streams. That's right, 8-bit streams. bring back the classics. We'll see if they can get their streams back up, but both of them are struggling. You know what's most important is that they're playing hard and that they work on and focus on getting those wins. Now, of course, we would love to see what's happening. They're currently on Hardpoint in Monastery. When they come back up, we'll see what the score is. We'll figure that out. So hopefully someone can let them know in the Discord if you're a part of that. If you're not a part of the Discord, let me get a link. And this is going to be to the main Discord. Now, this is a temporary link, folks. I'm not going to give you a permanent one, okay? I need you to actually hop in there. You need to get in there and go. If you don't click on that link, then, well, you're SOL, right? I'm just kidding. You can actually find it online. All you have to do is go to Google and type in ALVO Discord, and you'll be able to find it. Or you could go to the main website, alvogame.com, and you guys can get the links there as well. But be sure to join the main Discord page so that you guys can participate in the growth of this game and the development of it. Because a lot of the features that have been put in were actually at the request of a lot of players and a lot of the content creators and casuals and hardcores, and everybody has a say, and it's wonderful. It's a great experience. So if you want to be a part of that, hop in now.
100%. Lots of activity. You get lots of inside information. You know, you get to talk directly to the devs. They're in there all the time talking to everybody, and you know, I think Sean has pretty much said good morning since I've been on Discord just about every day.
Yep. Oh, we got nothing here. I know, right? I hear you, Omar. Yeah, we're gonna have to get some info
Should I
from the
dance
teams.
a little, maybe? I don't know.
Well, speaking of new features that are coming, right? Excuse me, since we were kind of talking about that, not only are we getting a crawling system and a downstate system, which this is not like inside information. This is just me thinking off the top of my head. Revive system in place, which might open the doors to maybe a new perk for faster revives. Again, this isn't insider information. This is just me thinking off the top of my head as a cool idea. You see, this is what you can do if you're in the Discord. So, I mean, it could open the doors for like some sort of medic perk or some sort of like revive dart gun or syringe that we've seen before, like in other games. Like this new mechanic is going to open up the doors, but there's also a few other changes, like player UI, for example. Right now, a lot of the information that you get is on the back of the gun. It gives you the ammo count there, along with the kill streaks that you have. Oh boy.
It was nice knowing Titch. He was
This is too good.
he was a beautiful soul. He burned very bright, and
I'll tell you, he wasn't the greatest Santa. You did not want to sit on this guy's lap. Yeah, he liked his candy canes.
So you're saying you sat on this guy's lap before? Like,
No,
you have
I've heard
personal experience?
stories.
Okay,
I know.
I was just making sure, Wolf.
The thing is I know. I have insider knowledge about this guy, and yeah, mostly stories though. No personal experience. But yeah, player UI is going to shift a little bit. Now, I don't know if it's going to be coming out on retail right away, but there is a new user interface for the players to give you information in a different way. I'll wait for it to actually release to retail for you guys to see what I'm talking about. But I can guarantee you, like, if you're looking for a more immersive feel, that's what they're kind of going for. Of course, it might be adapted to something else. We'll see. Let's see, what else was there? There's also, although this isn't being tested in beta right now, I did mention it before, there are other maps in progress. They're pretty much coming close to the end of their development cycle before they actually go into the beta process. So if you guys are looking for some new killer maps, those are on the way. A lot of really nice goodies in some of the maps as well. Be sure to not only fight in them, but look around and see if you can find anything unique about the maps. And some regular user interface changes. You guys will see, like, usually when you look at the scoreboards and stuff, you see a lot of words, you see a lot of language. Well, to streamline that and make it a little bit more universal so that translations and stuff are not taking up so much time to do because it is, that is time resourceful.
Localization is a complete bear.
Yeah, it's a whole process itself. The UI is changing to make it a little bit more streamlined and universal in terms of like pictures and stuff. So like we see this in a lot of games, imagery to represent kills, assists, stuff like that. We're gonna see that here, and it's gonna be a little bit nicer. I personally like it. We'll see if you guys like it. Please express your opinion, but just know that it's for the intention of expediting some of the development cycle for something. So it'll be nice.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I can't wait to the people get a peek at some of these maps.
Mhm.
They'll blow them away. Especially if you miss the tightness of Monastery, we got a small one coming. We got a couple bigger ones coming as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be good stuff, man. It's gonna be really good.
I mean,
can't-
really, actually, what we got a small, a medium, and a large. Really, if you think about it, and a couple secrets in both, or all three, really.
It's true. Yeah, I would say arguably. So we're not going to get one nearly as large as Desert, but it is on the larger end. In
Oh,
terms of square
100%.
footage, there's so much to it. Now the thing is that we've been able to like alpha test them and run through them, work on the design and all that stuff. You guys know how that goes in terms of map production. But we haven't actually played in it, like actual in-game play. I can't wait for that, man. I can't wait to see how we can scale that, break it. It's gonna be a good time.
Oh, 100%.
I know that efforts are being made to try to get the streams back up. I know Lixies is still live, but it's just doing that spinning circle of death. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to get live. We'll give it like another 5 minutes, guys. If it doesn't, if they don't go live, if we don't get anything, we'll just call it a night. We'll scratch tonight's event. We'll figure out what the scores are after, and we'll have to wait for the next stream. Which
Look, if I'm going to blame anybody, I'm gonna blame our government over here. They were supposed to get everybody broadband access, and it has not happened. Apparently, what they consider broadband is relating to about DSL speed. It seems.
yeah, seriously. So just to kind of give you guys a heads up and what's to come. So we already had Death Squad versus Devil Spit, which was yesterday. Death Squad came out victorious in what was absolutely an incredible fight. Tonight is Murdaugh's and Carnage, which we are struggling a little bit with the stream, so we'll see what the outcome is there. Yeah, I know, man. That happens all the time. It's annoying. No, I don't see it, but I experience it when I stream sometimes. Before this match, we had Trauma versus the GABA Army, and what was an absolutely amazing turnout for the GABA Army. Now they were struggling a little bit because they were a player down, but of course Trauma. At least it isn't dial up. That's true. It feels like it, but yeah, at least that's true. Trauma has been like. I want to say I don't want to say they've been steamrolling people, but they've kind of been in a dominant position all first 3 weeks. Today, GABA's Army really put the hurt on them. In one match, in the very first Search and Destroy, GABA's Army was up in Search and Destroy, which is unheard of against Trauma up to this point. They have been solely dominant in the Search and Destroy, about 76%. Well, before this, it was up in the 80s, close to the 90s, but because the GABA Army, now it's dropped about 10%. So that really hurt Trauma. And that wasn't the only Search and Destroy. The second Search and Destroy, it was similarly as close. And the same with a team deathmatch, which I think was, if I remember correctly, 62 to 61 or something like that. Literally a 1 point game difference. It's insane.
Oh, 100%. But good shout out to the Trauma Squad. They did not have to play down a player today, but they chose to take 4 with them instead of going the full 5, because Gab's Army was unable to get a full squad today. So definitely kudos to Trauma for not necessarily taking it easy on them, but in my opinion, doing the right thing.
Yeah, keeping it fair and even in terms of player count, I think that's very admirable. So They weren't obligated to do so. It doesn't say anything in the rules, but that's just proper sportsmanship, which I absolutely love. So good on the Trauma for winning, but even I gotta say, like, even though the Trauma won, like, even better for GABA Army.
Oh, 100%.
Congratulations on your performance. That is absolutely stellar. Our last game that we're going to have is this Saturday. So a couple of days, it's going to be German Grandpas against Hacks, and this is bound to be another good fight because these two haven't performed nearly as well as some of the other teams. They're a little bit further at the bottom, but still absolute killers, and I can't wait to watch it. This is going to be an opportunity for Hacks to really get some of the points that they need to scooch up that leaderboard and take a more prominent position. But I know the German Grandpas are not going to take it easy on them, so they're going to have to be prepared for that. But that's going to take place this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you all want to tune in for that one, I'm going to try to go live there. I don't know if the boys here are going to be available, but I'm going to try to make sure that we can get that live, and hopefully have some proper source links that hopefully don't crash on us. But
I'll tell you, Wolf, if you're going to be here, I'll be here tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Cool.
Eastern.
So,
well, that's the. I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily 100% their fight. Why not? Come on, Titch, jump in.
All right.
Make your mic live.
All right, I'm live.
Okay.
So you got that at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. But yeah, I mean the whole phone thing. I mean, really, I mean not to I don't know, down meta any, but it's a social media company. Give us a better option. Give us the option to stream directly to Twitch. I mean, maybe the headset can't handle it. I don't know. Maybe they're planning on that in the Quest 3. I don't know, but it would make it a lot better if someone has any pull at meta. Please gives us some type of option to get that in headset.
Now, to my understanding, the audio issue is like a setting from what I was reading, because I was trying to figure out why everybody was having so many audio issues with it. And again, like, people are asking me because, like, the production guy, they're like, hey, and I'm like, I'll be honest with you guys, like, I don't ever stream directly from the Quest. Like, I always hook up to PC, right? So I don't have these technical challenges because I do things in a completely different way. So I was reading up on it, and I guess there's some weird thing where, especially with iPhone, anything that is a online multiplayer, it will just cut. If you do a single player game, totally fine, no issues. But as soon as you go multiplayer, I guess it's just sort of a way to prevent people from, you have no idea what people are going to say. So I think it's sort of like a safety thing.
Well, that's just silly.
Yeah, but from what I've been reading, that's basically what the issue is. And there's, as of right now, from what I understand, there's no way around it. At least not that I've found.
You say that was specifically for iPhone?
Specifically for iPhone, from what I've read and for the research that I've done, I found that people with Android have said that they've been able to do it, which is why, because if you think about it, we always have occasional, like, some people are fine with audio, and then other people just, like, no matter what they do, it won't work. And that's always been my question now. Is like, are they on iPhone or are they on Android? Because if they're on iPhone, I'm like, that's why.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Well, hopefully we learn the outcome here. I'm sure they will be posting it.
He's trying to fix, yeah.
It should be coming up to that the mid-match break. Hopefully we might. I think we should hold out just a little bit longer. We might be able to catch them. I don't know what you think.
Score's
but,
2-1. Okay, let me ignore the transitions.
2-1. So I'm guessing Carnage to Murdaugh's, which means that they have already finished the first half. So maybe we can catch the back half.
Yeah. So they're doing yeah. They just said that they're aware now of the issue. It's kind of hard to keep track of.
100%. You're playing. You're already nervous.
You're in the game. Everything's going on. I totally get it. That's why
it was like you the other night. You tried to tell me about my audio popping again, and Wicked gave me the heads up, and she said check your chat, and so I go to Discord.
So the beautiful thing about that is because Wicked streams from PlayStation, because I could tell she streams from PlayStation because the vignettes and the chat pops up on the screen. So I'm like right away, I'm like, oh, she's got. So I kind of use that. So like I'm like, I message your stream, you don't necessarily see it, but I'm like, it will pop up on her. So I'm like, tell the other chicks to chat.
But see,
I waited for the
when
game
you said
to
chat, I was like, which one? And then I was sitting here racking my brain for about like I know a solid 30 minutes. I was like, what was she talking about? And yeah, then I was like, oh, they must have been Twitch chat. I felt like a dummy.
Galaxy 6, I am the third person commenting, otherwise known as
Pitches.
otherwise known as Titch. But yeah, I'm usually in the shadows. Usually the only people that can hear me are Wolf and unless I'm actually at the desk. But yeah, usually only the boys can hear me in the background. But
We usually try to keep it that way until like technical things arise, and then the production will sometimes come in and just let people know, because they're the ones they're the ones who understand like what's going on in the background and properly explain it. Sometimes when I run solo, it's just me, so I can just talk to y'all, unless I start speaking in tongues, and then I would call someone and get me help.
at times like this, like imagine running solo at times like this when everything just starts to fall apart.
I would have already quit. I would have already been out.
That might have been fun to
Unfortunately,
watch. That might have been fun. I would have liked to see Wolf just melt down on screen. That might be entertaining.
well, here's
Yeah,
the thing.
okay,
Like,
I would. I just
in a
want
situation like this, I wouldn't melt down. I'd just be like, all right, that's it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Peace. I'd be out. Like, I'm not, that's something I won't deal with.
at
Cause
some point you
I
just
can,
gotta
there's
throw
only
your
so much
hands
I
up
can,
in the air,
yeah, there's only so much I could talk about on my own. You know what I'm saying? But it's easier to keep things going because you guys are here and chat's here. So it's a little bit easier.
yeah.
So 2-1 for Carnage. We got a statement that it was search and destroy and hardpoint that went to
You
Carnage.
called it. You called it.
And then Murdaugh's we're going to have a better chance at TDM. And that was, for once in my life, I was correct. And that is where the stats, though, that's where the stats were stacking, right? Like, that's just, if you read them, and if performance remains consistent, then you can expect better performance where they seem to be performing better, and a very strong chance that they're going to become victorious. And in Carnage, I mean, they were 50-50 in TDM. They got 3 wins, 3 losses. And I mean, granted, Murdaugh's had a worse outcome with 33%, but that was their second best one next to search and destroy. So it's just a matter of gambling. Give me a cookie for thanks, Puddle. Hey, I'm right quite
Okay.
often. It's just not my fault that you can't just admit defeat. I mean, it happens, but it's okay. I forgive you. It's all
Okay,
good.
quick update. Lixie is now.
she's live.
You guys should see her now. So I'm in chat with
It's
her.
a bit of a blank screen,
still,
but
yeah, it's set up, but like it's live. There you go. I don't have Crispy yet. I haven't heard from Crispy, so hopefully they're sorting that out as well. If I have to, I'll move her POV to the desk.
That's crazy. I got audio from her.
You have audio from her?
Yeah, through my left ear only though. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so awkward.
Oh,
I
that's
thought my
beautiful.
ear was popping for a minute. God damn.
I'll check that. It's beautiful. I love it. So
My ear.
on top of that, one of the things. Oh yeah, I hear that. Oh,
You hear
that's-
that, right? Oh, I gotta take that off. It's like mono, right? There's like
It's
no
her mic.
bass. Yeah, it's her mic. She has her mic on, but you can hear the in-game audio coming through the
I
mic.
gotta let her know.
It's okay if it's live. Honestly, it's just
Yeah, no.
irritating in my ear.
I just want to make sure she's aware. Because just in case, just if she's not aware.
Yeah, I get it. It's just
Yeah.
being fair. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
So then on the other note that I wanted to let people know is Doyle, you said you wanted to see Wolf like pop.
Yeah, let's see that.
Okay. If you go to his Twitch channel, okay, and there's his Twitch, the Wolf Grace, there is a channel point option where there's like a ghost breathing and also
Stop it.
a knocking sound. I enjoy, one of my favorite things to do is go and just like leave his stream up so you can rack up points, and then at any given point, guys, let's all get back together, and then I've almost had him absolutely throw up on screen. It's hilarious.
I've been there for a couple of those back, a few months back.
He and Scuba Steve like to push me to my guttural limit. There's only so much of that realistic knocking, the ghost breathing that I can take. I don't understand what it is. I used to have a stomach of steel. Nothing scared me, but now I'm just a jumpy old man. I don't understand where it came from or where it stemmed from. So, if you guys have ever played Phasmophobia and you know those sounds where the ghost is whispering in your ear or there's noises that are taking place around you, that's what Titch is talking about. And I enjoyed it. If you want to see me really almost pop a vein, I have clips of me nearly shitting my pants while playing that game. I was with a Karen, and
Check this out.
I think I was with Pharaoh as well.
Hate to interrupt, but check this out. In the production, Titch said, "Let there be crispy."
Yeah.
Boom.
And there was crispy.
And there was crispy. Carry on.
Nice.
I'm going back to the shadows now. I'm going to do my job.
Okay. Yeah, Chris, back up. That'd be crazy if we got audio from him too,
It would be
but in the
great.
right ear. So Lixie's stream is looking clean. I like it.
Am I still looking like I got a beauty filter on?
Yeah, Lixie's stream is very clean. We'll see if it stays that way. Okay, yeah. So we're only getting the we might get a few pellet sounds when they fire their weapon, but that's about it. Right now it's just the microphone. Yeah, no, Crispy's down. Again. If they can't get it, they can't get it. We have one.
I always like it
8-bit beauty filter?
when the little things go into the coffee cup with crispy stream. When it's at this, it looks like the skull's crying.
That's so true. It does. Excuse me. Puddles says you are looking gorgeous, Adoyle.
It-
Yep, it sure did. Going down on me. So here's my recommendation. As much as we want to watch it, guys, I don't want them to delay their game.
100%.
And I don't want them to stress about the streaming. So I'd rather cut it off here. If you guys want to go and watch, I would support them. Go over to the Twitch channel. If Lixie can keep her stream up, then I would go and watch that. But we're not really getting anything here, and it's not doing them any good to try to accommodate us at the moment. It's tough. It's hard to do. But I'd rather them play their game and experience a fair match than have to worry about this. But we will be back on exactly. He put X's over his eyes. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to conclude tonight's stream. We will have the outcome and we'll share with you that outcome next game, which will be this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know what time that will be in your neck of the woods, go to Google. That's how I figure it out. So, and hopefully we will see you there. We're going to be up on all platforms again. And yeah, I think that's it. O'Doyle, interesting night we've had, but you got any final words before we head out?
Get better internet, guys. Come on. Call your service provider. Tell them that look, you're trying to stream ALVO. This is really important. They need to get their shit together. Get fix the bandwidth. Get them some quality of service. That's what these guys need. No, they definitely they're trying their butts off. We appreciate everybody for showing up tonight. And do definitely apologize for the technical difficulties, but hopefully we'll have a little bit better of a connection with the streamers tomorrow. And we're gonna fill you in on all the dirty details that we can gather from tonight's games.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for us here on Amateur Hour Commentary and on all the other social platforms. Sorry if this was an unfulfilling event, but technical difficulties arise on a regular, and that's what happens when you're live. So welcome to the beauty of live broadcasting. But regardless of that, we will be back. You guys can watch all the previous events that we have casted so far. This is, I think, our second time, the third time broadcasting to the TikTok, the ALVO TikTok, and our second time broadcasting to the YouTube channel and Facebook group. For the most part, we ran stable, looked good. Unfortunately, we couldn't get you the content that we were hoping for, but be sure to subscribe or follow on your respective platforms. Be sure to give a like and be sure to tune in next time. And we will see you guys then. But until then, peace.